Our top story, a triple car bombing in Baghdad has provoked fresh doubts over whether Iraqi security forces are able to cope following the official end of U.S. combat operations there. At least 36 people were killed by the 3 blasts in separate parts of the city. Although 50,000 U.S. troops remain to assist local forces, locals are afraid insurgency and instability will only get worse.
Dark and dangerous, and body armor that does little to protect against the fact that they're not welcome here.
We're doing a dismounted patrol through one of the Iraqi neighborhoods, trying to prevent counter-indirect fire.
This is Obama's team who stayed behind. Their mission, providing training, support and backup to the Iraqi police.
When they get to our level, we go over our operations order and planning for the actual missions we're going to do. Then we do a pre-brief. Then we actually go out and execute these type missions that we're on now.
But the U.S. ambition to have a fully functioning Iraqi security force did not protect Safaya Ismail's husband. 4 years ago, he disappeared without a trace.
He called me and said he was coming to pick me up. I said the situation is really bad, don't come. But he said no, I have to come.
Safaya's certain her husband's dead, as are the families of tens of thousands of Iraqis who've also disappeared since 2003. Human rights organizations put some of the blame with the local security forces, whose trainees are not always the right candidates for the job.
A lot of them, they have come from illiterate, background, or some of them, they are just from the tribes and the clans. Some of them just because they are part of the political parties, militias, and so on.
And the problems compounded by the limited training they're given.
You cannot drive more than a few hundred meters in the city before being stopped at a checkpoint like this. Each police officer here has received 4 months of training that prepares them to search vehicles for car bombs, missing weapons and stolen identity cards.
And it's a far cry from what is needed.
They are not untrained, but the training they receive is not enough. The Americans only thought to create an Iraqi army in 2004. By then it was too late, because the terrorists had already infiltrated.
But with the increase of violence in Iraq in recent weeks, the need for a competent domestic security force has never been greater. But whether or not the US and Iraq can rise to the challenge is still yet to be seen. Paul Islia, RT, Baghdad.